Hi, it's Megan. I have been and am into the red lip and the more neutral eye palette look thing. So I was really thrilled when Urban Decay came out with the Pulp Fiction collection. Not because I love Pulp Fiction, I think it's a great movie, but it's not one of my favorites personally, but because I love the look of the makeup and Urban Decay is one of my favorite brands, so I was excited to see what they were going to do with it. And so I've got the lips on right now, the lip liner and the lipstick, and I've done separate videos for those. This video, you can see the lip does stain a little bit. Well, it's gone now, but not completely. This is for the eyeshadow palette, which is $35 with 4 colors, one of which is divided in half at 0.06 ounces each. And in this, you're trying to create the look of Mrs. Mia Wallace from the movie. There are 3 new shades, 2 new re-promotes, according to Urban Decay. I actually don't know which of the ones are new and which are the old. So this is what it looks like. It comes like this. I don't understand the Band-Aid. Someone does. It's on all the packaging. I don't get it. And they say Mrs. Mia Wallace is cool as hell, not to mention smoking hot. And this is to recreate her look. And then, if anyone's seen the videos on this before or reviews, it has this quote from Jules Winsfield, Bad Mother, can't repeat the word, the path of the righteous man, quote. And then inside you get an advertisement for the other products, and you get a how-to. So I'm actually not going to do a tutorial on this unless I hear from people who want a tutorial. But what I am going to do is at the end of this video, I'm going to go through a few tips that help you recreate the look and make it work for me. This is cardboard, and you open it up. It's got a mirror, which I'm not going to show on camera, and it's got the foreshadows, and then it's got a brush. Let's start with the brush quickly. I didn't use it today, but I did use it yesterday, and I like the little Urban Decay brushes. I think they're better than most that come in these. What I like about Urban Decay brushes in general is that they're a little bit harder, and so because of that, I find it's really easier to build up pigmentation if you want to get a really strong look with the eyeshadows. It just builds on your lid better. I built the eyeshadows up on my lid more today and underneath, only because these are super pigmented, but they're also super creamy and really easy to blend. And I just wanted people to see the more pigmented versions so they could get the colors better. So, Righteous is, and I guess I'll start before I go into Righteous. This palette is not earth-shatteringly original, and if you have a Naked palette or Naked Basics, I guess this is most like Naked Basics, because it's got the black and it's got the more creams and whatever else. It's really similar, but this is great execution of this type of palette, which is that natural, everyday, can wear this everywhere palette. And they're mostly mattes. The black might be a little shimmery, the white's a little shimmery, but they're mostly mattes. I'm not really sure if the black's a little shimmery. I might be wrong about that. I have my notes here. So I love Urban Decay shadows, and I really get excited when they do a matte palette, but the Naked Basics is a matte palette too. So anyway, this right here is Righteous, and they describe it as a light cream matte, and it's going to be light enough, but it's not really, I'm building it up here, but I had to build it up. And this really blends into just a shade that is perfect for kind of evening out under your eyebrows, or just lightening up something. It's almost a yellow tone beige, very light. It's got a matte finish. It's very soft, very finely milled. It's powdery a little bit, but not a lot. You can see it on my wrist. It's still a little powdery even after I blended it, but it's a really high quality shade. It's great. These all lasted about 7 to 8 hours without primer, and they last longer with primer. Urban Decay is one of the brands I actually don't need to use primer with, but I usually do anyway. Next one is Tyranny, and this is described as a warm brown matte, and this is almost a taupey brown, but it's got a little bit of an orange undertone. It's medium dark, so it's a little bit darker than a lot of the taupes that you sometimes find in these neutral palettes, and it definitely has a matte finish. It blends also really beautifully. So I put this as per the instructions on my lid. And I have something else different in the crease, which I'll show you. It's a great quality shade again. Then the next one is one that's not a complete matte. It's a matte satin, Vengeance. It's right here. And this is a medium dark, and it's almost got a warm undertone, but because it's got that slight shimmer, it's not quite as warm as it would be otherwise. Anything to me that's got kind of got a pearly sheen, anything that's a little bit shimmery sometimes ends up looking a little cooler tone on me. I like the pearly sheen of it though. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's an interesting, I'm trying to find a way to describe it. It's almost a watery kind of a shimmer, which you don't usually see that's not kind of in your face. This is a more subtle watery shimmer, if that makes sense. And this one is super, super, super easy to blend. Like a dark shade like this can sometimes be a real pain. I put this under the eye and then blended it in the crease and just softened it slightly in the crease all the way. You can also build it up on the outer corner, but that usually looks like too much makeup on me, but it blends in really beautifully, and it blends beautifully with the Tyranny. So the two together, again, you get kind of this warmer and cooler look, but mostly warm. This is definitely not a cool tone palette. The next one is Furious, and this is described as a white satin, and it's a warmer, bright white. It has almost like a yellow. Oh, that's not going to work. I got a little bit of the black in it. It's going to show up really poorly as a swatch. So I just kind of dotted it on a little bit so you could see it. It's funny that it is kind of, it's almost like got a white, it's almost got like a yellowy gold hint to it, which warms it up since it's a white. And it's got a pearly sheen. I put right in here, and I also use it as a highlight. It's great as a highlight. It's a little, I guess it's a little not opaque enough. And also, this is a more natural look, so I guess it's okay in this palette. But if you're going to use it kind of for too much of a highlight, you're only going to get a real soft highlight look with it. You're not going to get kind of, it's a really subtle shade, I guess is the best way to say it. You can also dot it right here to open up your eye a little bit. The last one is Anger. It's described as a black satin with a slight tonal sparkle. And this one is, I didn't see the colors in it. I found this one surprising. When I swatch it like this, it looks like it's not super pigmented, and it blends really well, if you see right there. And then the thing that really impressed me about this, because I can only use a little bit of black, otherwise it kind of looks harsh on me. You can kind of blend this in the corners and really darken your look and make for a really smoky eye and everything, and you know, mix it in with your liner. But what really impressed me, I did it as an upper liner right here, and I used just a tiny little brush and I wet the eyeshadow. So again, not the blackest black. I wet the eyeshadow, dipped it in, and I lined my eyes. And I'd just been having a discussion with someone who watched one of my other videos about how a lot of these powder liners, they really don't last, and I kind of very often supplement them with a regular liner and then mix the powder in to get kind of that softer look, but then a long wear. This one lasted like 7 hours, and it was still going strong because I wore it all day yesterday as a liner, and that I don't get very often with a powdery shadow. So I think this one's deceptive. It's a softer black. If you don't like that, you're not going to like it. And it does have a little bit of a slight shimmer to it, but it's not a super shimmery. It's not a shimmery. I mean, these are none of them shimmery. It's not even as shimmery as the other ones in here. It's almost a matte shimmer. So that is the whole palette. And I said I was going to do a couple tips. So that's it for the review. Now it's just a couple tips. According to the little sheet, they give you very specific instructions. What I changed is I thought Vengeance was just too dark alone all the way under the eye, because it says use the liner, and I actually would usually blend it out a little bit more than I did today, but this is just to get the look. I mixed in a little Tyranny, which is almost a little too orange based to do it with this, but I mixed that in. So I took the Furious, which is the white, and put that right in here with a small brush. I left a little small brush just like this because you can get really precise. Put a little bit of the white in the corner like this, and to get a stronger look you can wet it. Then I put a little bit of the Tyranny, the lighter brown, and then I mix the darker one in. And then, because it is so powdery, to get Vengeance, because I got too strong a line, not even wetting it, I then softened it with a smoky eye brush, and then I took the same brush, dipped it in the Vengeance, and then dotted it in the crease, and then just blended it with my fingers. You can use a brush if you like. I actually prefer my fingers. And the other thing that you can do is to get a more smoky eye look. You can do one of two things. Either use a liquid liner, obviously, or this Furious can really be built up and taken under the eye and built into the crease, and then you get a beautiful smoky eye. I actually don't have any more tips than that. So I think that's it. Please subscribe on YouTube. Comments are welcome. And I also have a book on YouTube called Masks, which is about makeup and the masks we wear, and I will put a link to that book to the chapters in the description. Thank you.